Hello everyone, and today I'll be talking about digital security. Digital security is about building information systems to remain dependable in the face of malice or error or a mischance. Now, digital security focuses on tools, processes, and methods, and it's needed to design, implement, and test digital systems or information systems. Now, there are multiple terms that you need to understand before to analyze the digital security. The first one is subject, which is a physical person in any role, including that of an operator, principal, or victim. Then you have the person, which is a physical person or a legal person, such as a company or a government. Principal is an entity that participates in a security system. The entity can be a subject, person, or a role. What is the role exactly? It's a set of functions assumed by different persons in a succession. And finally, we have the trusted system, which is one whose failure can break the security policy. Then I would like to talk about some other terms that are about the security, which is secrecy, confidentiality, and privacy. Secrecy is a technical term which refers to the effect of the mechanisms used to limit the number of principals who can access information. Confidentiality involves an obligation to protect some other person's or other organization's secret if you know them. Privacy, finally, is the ability to protect your personal information and extends to the ability to prevent invasion of your own personal space. Let me give you examples of a digital security to start off. Like the bookkeeping system, the threat mostly is the staff, and the defense is the bookkeeping procedures. The automatic teller machines, the threat are the criminals, petty criminals, hackers, and stuff, and the defense are the policies and mechanisms. Now, let me talk to you about the opponents. If you're going to defend your system attacks, you first need to know who your enemies are. Now, what are the motives of cyber attacking? Either for surveillance, which is mostly for actors, either for money, which is mostly criminals, for fun, where geeks and IT students, research, social conscience, or personal vendetta. Now, in the business field, there is a severity of threats that classified into five classifications. I will show them to you now. Now, let me talk about every one of them. First, we have the state actors, which are the government agencies, individuals, and shadow ops. Now, their motives is cyber intelligence or cyber warfare, but they are by far the most powerful opponents you can expect to face. For example, we have the PRISM or Tempora in the United States. Then we have the criminal actors. They are criminal organizations or individuals. Mostly their motive is money, and they are the most common opponents you can expect to face while defending the business organization. And finally, we have the geeks. Geeks are individuals with extraordinary technical knowledge. They are like hackers, like black or white hackers, researchers, professors, IT specialists, and etc. Their main motive is curiosity, fun, and altruism. Now, for every attack, there must be a psychological reason behind it. Humans have evolved social and psychological tools over millions of years to help us deal with the deception in face-to-face contexts. Now, deception of various kinds is now the greatest threat to online security. It can be used to get passwords or to compromise confidential information or manipulate financial transactions directly. The most common way for private instigators to steal is pretexting. What is pretexting? It's defined as the practice of presenting oneself as someone else in order to obtain private information. The other common issue is the phishing. Phishing is the fraudulent attempt to obtain sensitive information by disguising oneself as a trustworthy entity. Phishing is many ways harder because it's not only attacking the staff in the company, it's also attacking the customers of the company. Now, there is also an issue of social psychology, which is the discipline that attempts to explain how the thoughts, feelings, and behavior of individuals are influenced by actual, imagined, or implied presence of others. It has many aspects, and from the identity that people derive from belonging to the groups and the self-esteem they get. Now, let me talk to you about passwords, which is one of the biggest problems because it's hard to think of a worse authentication mechanism. Now, given what we know about a human, people can't remember their mainly password and they can't forget on demand. And recalling is much harder than recognition. The problem with passwords are difficulties with reliable entry, naive password choice, and design errors. Now, for the protocols, is defined as a series of steps and messages exchanged between multiple entities in order to achieve a specific security objectives. We have the simple authentication protocol where uses tokens to transmit serial number and then send the authentication block consisting of the same serial number followed by a random number, all encrypted using a key which is unique to the device. Now, a very common cause of the protocol failure is that the environment changes so that the assumptions which were originally true no longer hold and the security protocols cannot cope with the new threats. For example, the transport authorities in London. Now, a multifunction smart card is an authentication device that could be used in a wide range of transactions to save you to carry around dozens of different cards and keys.